Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and to this time-lapse version of a little terrier dog in soft pastel. I hope that you enjoy the speedy version here. The whole thing will get released over on my Patreon channel if you would like to learn in depth, step by step, along with me how to paint portraits like this. But as always, if you've been enjoying any of my content here on YouTube, then just hitting that subscribe button helps me a huge amount. So this little piece is pretty small at 8 by 10 inches. The perfect size really for a smaller portrait if you're working on a smaller type of animal and you're just doing head and shoulders. And I'm working on the Canson velvet paper, which I've been using a lot this past year or so. And when I'm working small like this, I mean, sometimes it's possible that you go too small and you make it very difficult to get all of the little details. But this is just a really ideal little size for a smaller type of dog. And then because there's not too much going on in the background, I decided to make this one quite a plain background and to keep the lovely dramatic lighting that is on Chuck the Terrier. Now Chuck is a part Jack Russell, part Corgi mix. So I can only imagine the type of pep that Chuck must have, because those are two pretty peppy breeds in themselves. And I do love a terrier. I've got two myself, and I know the type of character that they tend to have. It's usually a big personality in a little peppy body, and that's what I can imagine that Chuck is like too. But in this particular image, I think he's so thoughtful here. He's got such a calm and thoughtful little pose going on. Looks like he's just enjoying the warmth of the sunlight coming through this window and probably enjoying the fact that he's in a lovely home now, as I've been told that he was a little rescue found running around the streets. And I've got a couple of those as well. That's the case with my two terriers as well. And I know the calm gratitude that you get sometimes from a little rescue dog like this. So I'm very happy for Chuck in his wonderful home that he so deserves. So as always, I'm using soft pastel sticks, and it's mostly unison pastels for this piece. I'm back to some of my favourite colours in this little portrait. And you can see that I created not a white background, but I've used quite a lot of colour back there just to create a slight sense of light and shade in the background to go along with the lovely dramatic lighting that we get in the reference image. So on the side of Chuck where we get the very dark shadow, I've made that side of the background brighter. And then on the other side where we get some of the light bits on Chuck, so his eyebrow coming down around the right side of his muzzle, on that side in the background I've made it just a little bit darker. It's subtle, but this is something that I do quite often with a plain background rather than making it just all one solid colour. I like to use a very subtle gradient of colour in the background just to enhance the lighting effect that I'm going to create on the face. So I also picked up a little bit of pastel pencil for this piece, just for some of the smaller details. I also make use of a hard black stick, which you can see popping up the odd time there. So if you'd like to know more about the materials that I use, if you'd like to watch this all in real time and learn from me step by step, this will be over on my Patreon channel, and I'll add the links to that in my description below. You can also browse my full library of tutorials available there before you actually sign up. And then if you just like my work and you'd like to follow my posts and my progress and some behind the scenes stuff from my studio, You can, of course, sign up for free on my Patreon channel too. So you can literally just get to see what's going on behind the scenes. But do go and check out my full library that's available there, and you'll see the wide variety of different types of tutorials that I make. So it's not just all animals, although I could spend all of my time very easily painting just animals. But I love a variety of different things to paint, including landscape and still life, the odd human portrait. But I always come back to painting animals, as I think that was my first love when drawing and painting as a child. It was the first thing that I started making a living from, painting pets. And of course, a little bit of wildlife thrown in as well. My next portrait on my easel is going to be a super close-up image of a wolf. It's one of the lovely reference images that I took recently. So animals are a theme that I always come back to. I enjoy experimenting with different ideas and different subject matter. And then I'll immediately come back to painting an animal or two, because that's definitely where my comfort zone is. And it's what I get the most amount of enjoyment out of, seeing their little faces come to life on the easel. There's nothing quite like it. So I haven't actually been taking on as many commissions in the last couple of years due to making the tutorials and wanting to broaden the variety of subject matter that I was painting. And I've been working full time as an artist now for going up on 18 years. So I've done a lot of commissions in that time. I've spent many years just painting commissions with the odd bit of wildlife thrown in. So for me, it was nice to take a little bit of a break from the never-ending flow of commissions and to focus on experimenting, pushing myself further as an artist with different subject matter. And of course, part of that was making a lot of videos here on YouTube as well. So I've put a lot of time and experimentation into some of the videos that I've released here on YouTube over the last couple of years. Lots of reviews, lots of how-tos covering all sorts of pastel related content, but then also just some general advice for artists. And I've absolutely loved making all the videos here on YouTube, and it's thanks to you guys and all your subscriptions here that I can keep doing that. YouTube is not where I make my living from though. You have to get so many views, so many subscribers to make YouTube work for you. But I love putting some of the content out there for free and for the benefit of everyone who's trying to learn this wonderful medium. And I will continue to do that. All I ask is that you, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to me here on YouTube. That really helps me reach more people. It lets the algorithm know that it should show my videos to more people. And for those of you who always like and comment my videos, thank you so much, because I don't think there's anything that helps an artist more than to get some interaction on their videos. So thank you very much to those of you who do that. And if you do have time to take a minute and leave me a comment, I would love that. I read them all. I eventually do get back to each and every single one, especially if you've got any questions. But I hope that you've enjoyed seeing little Chuck come together. I really enjoyed doing this one after working on some bigger, more complicated projects. So nice to come to a little pet portrait like this. So I'll add those links I talked about in the description below. But thanks so much for watching this. And until next time, happy pasteling.